There's a bit of the cynic in me whenever I hear one of the legislators' aides say, "Oh, we need to hear from your people. Put on the BS meter quickly." Because they do hear from us, and they often make it sound as though they haven't. And there have been times when I'm sorry not to have it at my fingertips, but provably we've known, X number of phone calls that were generated and Y number of letters, and they're a huge amount. And then some aide says, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, we're not hearing from you." So I wouldn't take that as a given. I also want to bring into our reflection the words of the former Minister of Foreign Affairs and former President of the General Assembly, former Maryknoll priest, Miguel Viscoto, who at a point of time in Nicaragua, while he was fasting, it was a lengthy fast, I think he went on for 36 days, he said to those of us who were accompanying him for some length of time, "You have to find actions," and I believe he meant nonviolent actions, actions commensurate to the crimes being committed. So I want to revert back to what David has said about murder and about slaughter. And it seems to me, forgive me those of you who were here with us yesterday, if I repeat, that I want us to keep our eyes on the nuns on the bus. Because these are women who have quite deliberately gone to what they say are the most impoverished areas, or maybe you could say the marginalized areas of our society. I think our number one priority can and should always be the people who are most impoverished. And when those people become our number one priority, whether we're encountering them in prisons, as prisoners ourselves, whether we're encountering people because we try to live alongside them as they huddle together, driven by desperation caused by poverty, and often being the ones who are bearing the brunt of our wars. If we are together and aligned with the people who are bearing the worst brumps of impoverishment in our country, then we understand all too clearly the combination of justice and peace. And the swindle and the cruelty and the robbery of taking resources and putting them into developing and building more and more weapons becomes so intolerable that we will find the actions commensurate to the crimes being committed. And I think we can be magnets that pull other people who might be beyond the choir but might start to sense the repugnance, the utter repugnance of warfare. So I think our number one priority should always be those who are most impoverished. And of course, the obstacle is that in many ways, who wants to rock the boat when we're living pretty comfortably? And I think a lot of elected representatives think, well, they don't really want me to change things because people like things the way they are. So it's sometimes good to imagine the train that's headed toward the abyss. Maybe I'm being an alarmist, John, so forgive me, but I think it doesn't hurt to wonder, to question, might we be on that train, and the train is about to go over the abyss if we don't change our lifestyles and our addiction to war. And oftentimes it seems as though, even though we're the adults and we have the responsibility, we're up there looking out the windows on the observation deck saying, but we like the view. It doesn't make any sense. We've got, I think, we can't expect the 6-year-olds to sort it out. We're the adults, it's our responsibility, and let's be honest that sometimes it could be observable that we live in a nation of big children.